the market. But this is the occasion that we have Mr. Santosh Iyer. He is also coming to Goa in his new role as the Managing Director and CEO of Mercedes-Benz India, and he will give a short perspective on how the overall business has been going for Mercedes-Benz, and also with a focus and eye on how it is looking up for Goa and the roadmap here. So with that, after that, we open for roundtable questions. So we do that. And with that, Santosh, over to you for.
Come to Goa personally or professionally, I would say. Here many times in being in Goa. Also, I started my career at a very early age with Yamaha, with two-wheeler business. And yesterday I could meet our dealer partner, 25 years back, a partner here. I think Pratik, if you know the Yamaha dealer there, and Ashok Sapra. So I go back to Goa with fond memories 25 years back, and it was always nice to see the business growing here. Thanks firstly for joining us, and from a quick business perspective, for us 2024 is a special year for Mercedes-Benz because we complete 30 years in India. We were the first luxury automotive brand to come to India way back in '94 when the markets were just opening up. That clearly shows that we are fully committed to this market. In this 30 years, we had different phases of growth. One is '94 to 2009 was the phase one where we invested. We had a plant along with Tata Motors in Pune, and later on in 2009 we shifted to the new factory in Chakan where we are today located. Today, this year, we have invested additional 200 crores. Total investment in India has gone up to 3,000 crores now. We are producing 14 car lines in Pune. And this plant is one of the most state-of-the-art plant that we have anywhere else in terms of manufacturing and assembly. So quite proud of that. Also, from the period from 2009 till say 2015-18 was another phase of growth. We came to we launched newer cars, and now then we had COVID period for the entire industry and all. But I would say what we have witnessed after COVID is a very strong recovery for Mercedes-Benz. A lot of luxury consumption happening across India. To tell you some numbers, last year we did close to 17,408 cars to be precise, highest ever sales, best ever sales in India, and continuing with a double-digit growth of 10%. So that I think is very strong momentum that we see. So we say that we are strategically patient in India. 30 years in this market, growing, and I think that dividends are paying off now. When I now come to Goa as well, all India, I said that India grew by 10%, but Goa grew by 35%. So the pace of growth for luxury cars in Goa actually is a bit higher compared to the rest of India numbers. Goa though contributes 1% to the total volumes that we have, but we still feel the customer profiles are more forward-looking, more younger here, and more interestingly, the luxury car segment is divided into three categories. Cars, we call it entry luxury, which is around 50-55 lakhs. Then we have core luxury, 55 lakhs to 1 crore. And then we have top-end luxury, all cars more than 1.5 crores plus. So here we see a big growth in the top-end luxury segment, which is more than 1.5 crore cars. So all India, the share of this 1.5 crore car is around 25%. In Goa, it's around 31%. So you can say that so a lot of people also say that is Goa growing a lot in numbers. I say it's growing in numbers because the growth rate is 35%. But for us, most importantly, the quality and structure of the market is very different now. We have more top-end customers buying cars in Goa, more younger customers also buying in Goa, and I think that shows a lot of positive consumption pattern, a much more matured luxury consumption than just entry luxury consumption as such. So I think that's quite strong, and we are quite confident of our growth in the market. We have a partner here, we have facilities on workshops, people, and we continue to introduce all the models in Goa itself. Another information I can share is, 2 years back, we started also a new retailing model. We call it Retail of the Future. This is a direct-to-consumer model. So the traditional auto retail, the OEM builds the car to dealer, and the dealer then pushes the car to the customer. So if the dealer has a particular color, a particular stock, the focus is always for dealer to sell and push that. Whereas we felt that as a luxury brand, we are the most desirable brand. How do we take care of customer expectation? So till the time we don't change the business model, this won't change, and therefore we came with direct to consumer model where our dealers became franchisee partners, and in this these franchisees offer all the quotation, test drives, everything via our IT system, and the customer has a full transparency on stock, price, discount, everything online, offline. So and anywhere in India. So it is not that he can feel shortchanged, and with this transparency, a lot of positive customer satisfaction has also gone up for Mercedes-Benz. So we are happy. We are the most desirable brand in India, luxury brand in India. Continue to grow our growth story, and Goa remains a key market for us, considering the focus and how we are growing in this market as well. So that gives a broad outline. Maybe then we can open up for questions.
Like the top end luxury cars are sold in Goa, so that's really great. Like who are the main clients? What do you think?
So we have, of course, one of the bigger base is the construction industry. I would say that they are buying cars, but we also see a big spike in doctors and professionals buying cars in Goa as well. So the construction was always there. It was not a new segment for us, but a lot of young professional doctors, lawyers also we see buying cars and luxury cars. I think that shows, and younger customers as well. Average age is close to 38 years, so we see much more younger customers buying cars. What has also happened is we also have come up with this very unique financial product. So Mercedes-Benz in India also has a non-banking financial company called Mercedes-Benz Financial. With them we have come up with this product where today you don't need to pay the full price of a car. So let me the concept is, if the price of the car is 100, we tell them that don't pay the $60 for the car, because that is the residual value. We take guarantee at the end of 4 years we will pay you the 60, so you don't pay for that. You only pay for the 40% of the car in EMI. So the EMIs have today come up to 50,000 rupees, a down payment of 6 to 7 lakh rupees, and you can start owning a Mercedes-Benz. This is also bringing a lot of new customers who are today considering premium brands, but then thinking that to shift to luxury brand, because this means they can enjoy luxury without paying for the full price. At the end of 4 years, they can decide either to keep the car or give it back or sell it off at a higher price and buy the other a new Mercedes-Benz. So for us, 20% of our sales today, even in Goa, happens from this product. It's called Mercedes-Benz Star Agility. That's the name of the product. And we have also now made it on top. So what happens is, the other thing on luxury is maintenance. Customers say, I can buy, what happens to maintenance costs? So here we have come up with service packages. So once you buy a car, there is a standard money, and we are able to even fund that in this EMI. So once you pay a fixed rental, say of 52,000 rupees a month, everything is taken care of. Brake pads, brake wear, the entire insurance, everything is part of that equated monthly installment. We call it Agility Plus. So we have two products, Agility and Agility Plus, and they form 20% of our sales even for Goa as such. So these are all levers on why new customers are buying and how we are getting new to the brand as well.
Generally speaking, they say the average age of Mercedes-Benz in India is lower than the global average.
Yeah.
Is it different for India versus Goa?
No, to be honest, the 38 years we see that even for India as such now, and it used to be around 44, and overall it's coming because one, demographic of India is younger, so that is you can say by default. But the second thing is, the younger demographic today wants to consume luxury. Coco Chanel famously said, luxury starts where necessity ends. So technically, you need a cultural thinking also to consume luxury, right? Because you can have any premium car to go from point A to point B, but you need a luxury car to do it better and also enjoy the finer things in life. So this is also a cultural shift. I would say more of a demographic shift that we see in the younger population. They are not as much interested to save only, they want to spend and consume, and this is slow, but it is happening.
Could you also throw some light on the electric mobility? You have already introduced platforms, but what is the adoption in Goa in terms of charging infrastructure? Also, whether you think it's adequate, whether you all have your own plans?
Good. It's a very good question. Electric, that's why I didn't cover electric in my preamble, because I knew one of you will pick up the electric question, and let me go and give a broad overview, basically a bit of background, and then I will specifically also answer this. So 2020, Mercedes-Benz was the first to introduce a luxury electric car called the EQC to test the waters. Unfortunately, we had lockdowns, COVID, supply challenges there. But then what we realized is there is demand. There is customers who are asking for electric, and we then decided we will localize a car locally produced in India from the top end. So we said that most of our top end customers don't need charging solution, because they stay in independent houses and or in their factory or office they are able to put a charger. So with that, the anxiety goes away, and therefore our strategy has to come to electric top down. That means we start from EQS, now we introduce the EQE SUV, and we also have a EQB SUV which is around 80 lakhs. We don't have any car below 80 lakhs on the electric standpoint. However, in our learning in these years, to be precise, our penetration to total car sales is 4%. So if we did 17,000 plus cars, 4% of that was electric. Similarly, in Goa also, it's 4%. It's not high or low. Goa follows the national average when it comes to electric. But what's happening on electric, we also realized is there is, the acceptance by the customer is a bit more slow, because frankly, you don't need charging because, an EQS range is 650 kilometers. Now, if you see the length and breadth of Goa, and if you see even in a week's time, you won't need to charge it. Plus, in Goa, again, you don't have high-rise building. You have independent houses, you can charge it. But the other issue which customers feel is the residual value. They feel, I keep saying this, that the biggest enemy of a EV is a mobile phone, because we all feel that the charge will come down. How frequently we have to keep, because in mobile it's 60% charge, you go and want to, but cars are very unlike phones. So if you don't drive an EV for a month also, the rate of charge won't drop like a mobile phone, hardly a 1% drop. In traffic conditions, EVs are better, because EVs regenerative charging happens. So a lot of customers are not educated. So once you get into an EV, you won't come back. But this is a big leap of faith for customers. And so a lot of them say, okay, my next car is an EV. They may quote a charging infrastructure as an issue, and they may delay their purchase. What are we doing? We have now started to, the other issue is the residual value. Most of the electronic items, iPads to laptops to phone, they don't have a value after 3 to 4 years, right? Because they just lose a lot of value. Whereas in cars, the residual value is close to 60-70% at the end of 3 years. So customers feel, what happens to my asset? And here, we as Mercedes-Benz are the only OEM to give a residual value guarantee similar to a combustion engine. So we are telling them, if the new GLC is 65%, we give you for the GLB also 65%. So we take out that anxiety, because we strongly feel that these cars have so much of battery and content that even after 15-20 years, when you sell this car, there is a lot, these batteries can be fully recyclable. 97% of a electric car battery, you can make a new battery with it. So that's not possible in a combustion engine. But all of this needs explanation. All of this needs anxiety removal, and it's therefore I keep saying that the transition to EV is a marathon and not a sprint. You cannot expect overnight changes. I still feel luxury customers are better, because if I look at mass market penetration, it's 2%. Total mass market cars sold to mass market EV, it's 2%. In luxury, we are at 4 to 5%. It's growing year on year. This year, Mercedes-Benz will launch 3 new cars. Again, our focus is on the top end, so we are also looking at launching the EQS SUV Maybach, on an EV at the top end of the spectrum. And of course, we will also come with cars in the other price points. But the idea is that more and more customers coming into this segment, once they start driving, I personally drive an EQS back in Pune, we don't find an issue. We have driven down actually from Pune to Goa in a EQS. We have not seen any challenges, because we have also, and that goes back to your second question on charging. So what we did is, we have now high superchargers, I would say more than 100 kilowatt superchargers in more than 40 locations in India. To give an example, we have one in Goa as well, in our partner. We have one in Kolhapur, for example. We have one in Pune. We have one in Vashi. We have one in Bombay. So if a customer wants to come from Bombay to Goa, he has 4 options. First of all, the car should take care of it. 650 kilometers range, but the anxiety comes. Last 100 kilometers you want to reach, you can charge it in Kolhapur or you can charge it wherever. So we are giving these options to customers. and range is not the bigger challenge. And in general, for customers in cities, they feel if I go to a charging station, will the slot be available? Because in petrol pump, you can wait for 2 minutes, you get your slot. In EV station, maybe the earlier car may take half an hour and then I get a slot. So there is a lot of changes happening in the charging ecosystem. Lot of players are coming up with apps. They are coming up with these solutions. So it's a matter of time. We fully believe that future is electric. Transition will be decided by customers on how. We as a OEM are manufacturing state-of-the-art electric cars and also electrified combustion engine cars. So for us, we will continue to offer both the platforms as long as the customer needs it, and we will offer more and more electric vehicles and encourage the shift to electric. But finally, it's the customer who has to, take that leap of faith and shift.
So, EVs you are introducing 3 new vehicles.
Yeah. From 94, as I said, we have 14 cars which we are producing in India. 97% of the cars we sell in India are manufactured in our Pune Chakan assembly plant. So this is one part of the Make in India story. The second part, we have more than 10,000 engineers working in Bangalore, which we call it Mercedes-Benz Research and Development Center, which is the biggest R&D center outside of Germany in India. And we can proudly say that every Mercedes in the world has an India in it because of the R&D work done in India. We have more than 250 patents that has been filed out of India. So you can say that it's not just back-end job, it's core R&D work happening out of Bangalore. I'm really proud of my colleagues. It's a separate organization, a separate business unit based out of Bangalore. So we are fully committed to India. I think we are indirectly, we have more than, I would say, 6,000-8,000 people working with MB India. Then we have the financial services, as I said, the non-banking financial services, and then we have also MBRDI. So a lot happening from India for India, and 97% of the cars we sell are all locally produced.
What is the current
There is no requirement. Most of the manufacturing happens closer to the market. So we have plants across the world and they are able to cater to the different demands in other parts of the world.
What is the current share market vis-a-vis the competition is there?
We have close to 43% share in Goa as such. Of course, we are the #1 brand in India and Goa as such. And today our market share is 43% here. If we go by Vahan database.
43% is yours.
Yes. So in the luxury segment, yes. So yeah, Mercedes, that's why, we have been here. When I say we are the most desirable brand, one, it comes from customer satisfaction and research. Second, it comes from real sales. And the mix that we sell as well. If you see my top line, it will be much more significantly different because we also sell a different mix and a different level kind of cars compared to competitors. But yeah, each one for their own, and there is enough space.
Today's market is there a lot of competitors for you from the international brands also.
I think competition is there internationally. We invented the car, we continue to invent it, we'll reinvent it again. And this competition has come and gone over a period of 140 years of our history. We welcome any competition which comes because that expands the market. Our core focus is how do we differentiate ourselves, because as Mercedes-Benz, one at the product level, second at the experience level, customer experience level, and most importantly at the after sales level, because there is 4 years of relationship after you buy a car minimum, customer owns, and there what can we do with low cost of ownership? How soon can we deliver the car to the customer when it is coming? How soon the parts can come in to the customer? For example, in Goa, I have overnight expresses, shuttles from Pune to Goa in my logistics center, so that the car is not pending in the workshop for a long. These are daily challenges, and for us, these are the differentiators what makes our brand so strong in the Indian market. Mercedes-Benz is well recognized, most sought after, but it's our responsibility to keep that up by doing these initiatives. So competition, I think it's great. They try, but we have a lot of first stories. We were the first in India. We were the first to launch a long wheelbase E-Class, so a specific luxury product for India, only in the world. We are the only brand. We were the first in India to launch the Bharat Stage 6. You know that when Gadkari ji said that in 2020 all OEMs have to shift to BS6, everybody was protesting. We said no, we get the car in 2018. So in 2018 we started transferring to Bharat Stage 6. Then if I look at electric, we were the first brand to locally produce an electric car. We were the only brand to go direct to consumer when it comes to retailing of luxury cars. So there is a lot of first. a lot being also imitated. I think they say that's the best compliment we can see and following. But we continue to change the pace and continue to come up with new initiatives. That's similar to all India as well. So it can be half glass full, half glass empty. When I
What's the
come.
range of the cars compared to others?
Yeah, first is the 4%. Let me explain that when you look at mass market is at 2%, you can say luxury at 4%, Mercedes-Benz at 4% is double. But on the other side, 4% is 4, you know, we still need to grow more. And when you look at range is the strength of Mercedes-Benz. For an EQS, the claimed range is 750 to 800 kilometers. Real world range is 650, 700 kilometers. You know, for us, this year has started off very well. When I look at the first 2 months of the year, you know, we release quarterly numbers, considering the numbers are small, and we have been practiced for the last. We are the only brand to release quarterly numbers every quarter, good times, bad times, COVID, every time. So we are consistent. Secondly, to come back to your question on 24, this year has also challenges when you look at the global uncertainties, you know, geopolitical crisis. When you look at India, it's an election year. So, but having said that, with the GDP growth, with all the macroeconomy, we still are feeling a double-digit growth should happen even this year, and we should continue the growth story. I checked for the last 2 elections, and there is no correlation of election with sales in our segment at least. So I didn't see neither it going up or going down. It was stable. So we couldn't find any correlation between these 2 topics. We don't see so much. As I said, you know, out of the 42,000 cars sold, we are almost 50% is Mercedes-Benz, and then rest is by the another 18 brands put together. So some of these brands do 2,000-3,000 cars a year. So yeah, they have their own space. Some sales are being done, but predominantly we have localized deeply. The brand that you mentioned today manufactures cars where we used to manufacture in 94 to 2009. That is the same factory. So that's fine. And I keep saying competition is always good. It keeps us on our toes, and we are able to challenge the status quo.
In your top end luxury,
yes, mostly they are Maybach, GLS, Maybachs, S-classes, and AMGs form a bit niche there, I would say, when it comes to the top end of the segment. But it's mostly more skewed on luxury than on performance, I would say.
and would you say that this is similar for the other?
Yeah, but some brands may have only performance, or some brands may have only luxury. So that way, we are fortunate as a company because if you look at our product lineup, I have the full sedan portfolio. You know, A class, A, C, E, S. Then exactly, I have a mirroring SUV portfolio: GLA, GLC, GLE, GLS. So and our sedan to SUV range is 45, 55. So we have 55% SUVs and 45% sedans. In fact, Goa I saw 70% is SUV compared to all India 55. It's more SUV driven market in Goa as such. But we have the full portfolio. When it comes to top end, I have Maybach, which is the super luxury brand. I have AMG, which is a performance brand. I have the G wagon actually. You know, the G, which is also the more that car is today having a waiting period of close to 2 years. If you book a G wagon today, you get it after almost 24 months. We had a limited edition G last year. We had 25 units, and we are told that only customers who have an AMG or a Maybach can buy this car. That car in 8 minutes got sold off. That was 4 crore car actually. That's the power of the brand and the spectrum. So at the top end, we have this portfolio of G, Maybach and AMG, and I think I don't know any other brand which has such kind of a spread with this kind of a portfolio in the brand. So some may be good on luxury, some may be good on one side of the spectrum, but we have the full range: sedan, SUV, electric, also performance and luxury as such. We still have a long way to go in a sense in terms of growth from compared to other markets, but I think the headquarters clearly sees India as one of the strategic markets for the future.